people of the interwebs, welcome back to my Let's Play Minecraft series. So, the camping area is coming along. There's been some changes. Some of this has taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to because that's just Minecraft. This is also a lot different than I had envisioned in my head. I've decided that this, let me give you a brief tour here. This is supposed to be like bathroom facilities. So you'll have a ladies and gentlemen area here, and these are independent like camping spots. And the idea is there would be big tents and small tents, and it'd have a little like log fire and whatever. But in order to get this to look even semi-decent, everything has to be, you know, bigger. And I'm having a hard time like microizing all this. This is probably twice the size in every direction of what I had envisioned in my head. So I'm gonna view this as a prototype, because this is definitely gonna change, because I'm not quite sure how to implement what I had pictured. Let me get a bird's eye view here. I do like the direction it's heading, but every time I'm over here and the more I look at it, the more I'm like, okay, well, no, I need to change that and change this. I'm running into two very significant issues. First one is I'm running out of space on this axis because I need to leave this intact. And I got permission from the player who made this to replace this purple wool with I'll probably use polish andesite. And I haven't decided if I'm going to build a wall around it or just leave the hedges, because that was kind of what the hedges were for. But then use this as the official entrance here. So trying to figure out how to link this and that together with the actual like train rail system for this over here to be parked here. So I've made things very complicated for myself by doing it this way. So that being said, I may uproot this and move it entirely and put something else in this space. I haven't yet decided the full direction this is going to take. I've changed my mind like 5 different times at this point. So I haven't really like pinned down says this is absolutely going to be what it is. I've had other ideas of what I could do with this. I also just realized that the gigantic maze I wanted to make is not going to fit in this space, so that maze is going to have to go somewhere else. I will probably put it over here in this space, because I do have the space over here. And by doing so, I can also utilize this ravine, which for a long time I wanted to put like homes like in the walls. I would shear all the walls straight down from the widest point, clear down to that layer down, and you see down there to the deepest layer. So it was straight up and down, and then put like what would be basically portholes from like a ship, and each one would be an individual house, and then be paths up and down and stuff like that. And I think, as much as I like that idea, I'm gonna shelf it, and I'm probably gonna somehow tie this into the amusement park. And maybe I'll still do that. I don't know. I have some great ideas for this area, but it's gonna kind of depend on how everything else comes down. This is gonna be I will do this when all of this is built out, because I want this to kind of fit into the theme that is in this general vicinity. So if I move that campground over here, that means I need to change my pathing destination and how people get in and out of the park. I guess what I need to do is actually design the official quote-unquote entrance of the park will be. The idea generally is you would just spawn in the park, so there wouldn't be an official entrance, but I think maybe I need to designate one, just so I've got something to say, okay, we can work from this point and move that way. So it's easier to plan that way. But I've got other projects and stuff that have kind of cropped up in my head over the last couple days that I want to get started on. One of them is this direction here. So back in this little scene obscure area, this is a mixture of like 1.4 generation, 1.7 generation, and 1.14 generation. Is a little house that I built that is missing a waterway because I never finished it, and I'm stuck in the. What have I done to myself? So this was built, I don't know, like 8 years ago, and it was intended to kind of be just this like out of the way vacation home that was self-sustainable. It was kind of just a prototype of things I was playing around with at the time. It's got like an unfinished mine shaft down there, and just this kind of nice design where you had basically everything you needed in a nice, like easily accessible fashion. And the idea is, was you'd get in and out mostly by boat. And what? They're not. Hold on. They're real sugarcane. It's not a glitch. You're not supposed to grow tight. Can you build them higher than 3? You can. How did I not know this? Huh. Did someone do that? Was that like a glitch from an old... That's interesting. I'll deal with that later. Anyway, I had not done a lot of work on this area, and I had done some previous footage on this, and now when I went back to find it to put it into place, I realized it was gone. I don't know if I just didn't hit record or what have you, but this was just a great big pit, just a grass pit. You can see this used to be about 2 layers deeper than this. It was just a great big hole. And I decided if this was going to be a vacation home, then it needed a pool, and the original one was basically an upside down pyramid, and it was only like from that big to this side and like 10 layers deep, and that seemed ridiculous. Because if you're going to have a vacation home, you're going to have a borderline to opulent, like outdoor area. So I threw this together, and I haven't flooded it yet, because I don't know what it looks like with water in it, but I kind of like the design on it. I was just kind of messing around, and I think I'll stick with what it is. I thought about putting this a couple more layers out, so I'll build the whole thing, but I think I'm gonna leave it how this is right here. So I like the structure of the house, so that's not gonna change. I am going to, I think I'm gonna put some kind of like mini farm back in this area, and a little boat dock. I clearly need to finish flooding the river so people can get in and out. That is a lot of entities behind me. Where? So this used to be a snowy biome, I guess. No, these are full blocks of snow with some snowfall. I guess this used to be a snow biome back in the day when it was first generated. But that is a lot of, like, just passive mobs. We can take care of this. You saw nothing. You cannot prove anything. Now, normally I would do most of the stuff that I've been working on in a time-lapse of some sort with some explanation. But my ability to record over the last couple of weeks has been sporadic at best. So I think what's going to happen, at least for the short term, is I'm going to do this in small segments, probably at 20 minutes at a time, because that's all I really have time for these days when I get down to it. And then I'm just going to have to show the finished product when I'm done. I just don't have the time that I would like to have to really kind of create a nice full-featured episode like I would normally do. So we'll be back in a few when I have some progress completed on this. Can we just admire for a moment the miracle of shaders? That is cool. I love that so much. I don't use a massive pack and nothing glorious, but these little things right here are the things that really make me happy. Welcome back. It's been the better part of a week, a little bit longer since that last clip, and things have changed a lot. So let's give you a kind of a rundown of what we're looking at here. Oh, so the pool's been filled, and I used birch to go around the border, and the oak is supposed to be the nibble deck color. The spruce is like, you know, your deck gets wet and it changes, it gets darker, right? So that's where the water has splashed over the edge of the pool. And I added a little like jacuzzi because I can, and a little well fountain thing that is feeding this little like wheat farm. If I can, did my wings just die? No, I just can't fly evidently. That is feeding this wheat farm. This took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, even though it's just streams of water, because trying to get water to behave like you want it to behave is just irritating. I saw this little scarecrow on someone else's video a long time ago, and I really liked the idea, and it helps like keep the area lit up. I can get rid of this torch now, because it got so dark and this place was just Monster Valley. So I really like this a lot. It's a nice little touch detail. I did add sea lanterns to the bottom of the pool, and of course an anvil is supporting the diving board. And over here, if I can get out of my own pool, oh, little overhang, I've got this little hidden path that goes to this little valley that I dug out. And this is with 117 going to be moss carpet rather than green carpet. And I dug all this out and put in the water, and I really kind of like this little serene like space. Makes me wish that I had the darker grass, or the more vibrant grass rather than darker. And a back gazebo, nice little sitting space, and a grill with chicken on it. Just little details. And okay, so full disclaimer, I'm a Star Wars fan. May the 4th was a few days ago, so happy Star Wars Day, happy late Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. But on May the 4th, I started the build that you can kind of see right back there. And it's the playground. I know I called it a sandbox. I also know and realize that I called the birch trees spruce trees, and I know they're birch trees. But this is my Star Wars build, Star Wars Day build. This is this playground because red, blue, neutral. So dark side, light side, and everything together. I thought about using acacia because it's gray, but I like the idea of it fading from one to the next. And it's just this is playground. These are all fence gates. These are campfires I've put out. And these are like the hand over hand rails from one to the next. This is supposed to be like a fireman's pole with the little rock wall to help you climb back up. And this is the other way up the other side with, again, a little handhold as it just kind of rotates all the way around. I really like it. I'm thinking I might strip these because the purple is almost too distracting from the intent. I haven't fully decided, and I haven't done it because going back into the nether to get this wood kind of sucks. And then back over here. This isn't anywhere near done. I have this pathway, which I dug all the way out. Chickens everywhere. Which goes across to the island. And speaking of the island, I have filled in all the water, so now it's an actual river. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna try that again. This is gonna be my Beggar's Canyon right here. There's a Star Wars reference for you. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Nope, 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 nope. Alright. I didn't completely suck. The last thing I did was I also kind of redid the roof a little bit. I wasn't going to touch it, but the more I looked at it, it looked really uneven, because it was. There was one section of the roof that was higher than the other. The dome was, this is still a crappy dome. This is temporary. I will actually put a proper dome on this at some point. The glass is just a pyramid at this point. But I am gonna, like I said, I am gonna make a proper dome out of this. Not right now, but I am gonna make a proper dome out of this. But this was roughly a week and a half. Only about 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 hours to do. But it took me a week because my recording times have been so sporadic. Oh, I almost forgot. Little porch swing. I'm thinking about putting a little overhang here. The only other thing I really didn't get done was, and I'm not sure I really want to do this because custom trees are a pain to build, is one more custom tree right here with a little rope swing, or just turn it into a great big garden. I haven't decided yet. But this is, oh, and I've added some texture and replaced some of the blocks with cracked ones, just to give it a little bit of like visual interest. Oh, I put these in as well because I have so much spruce right now, so many spruce like blanks. I made too many. But that's I'm liking this. I'm liking where it's going. I'm like the way it's coming out. And I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna end with this particular project, but I'm really enjoying just the open creativity and just doing, you know, whatever comes to mind, without restricting myself. The amusement park has been great, but I'm putting really probably absurd restrictions on myself to make that what I want it to be. But as a result, it's been a bit more of a challenge. But this has been a nice, fun break from that park, and probably not done here. I just don't know where I'm gonna go with this just yet. But with that, I am done with this episode, and I need to get this edited and put out. I hope you enjoyed what I've done. I've certainly enjoyed this project quite a bit. And I will look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye now. Okay, maybe I lied. I have to do this. Ah! Okay. Now. Now I can feel better about ending this episode. I didn't even die. Oh, that's absolutely crazy.